Okay, good morning, everyone, right around the entire world. For those of you I haven't met before, my name is DJ Wayne Levy, and I'm with my co-host, Casey Kasem from American Top 40, Mr. Kim Broemer in Perth, Western Australia. And today we've got our real talk. Good morning, Kim. How are you going?
Unbelievable. It's 7:05 here in Western Australia. The sun's come up. There's a little bit of, I haven't got the screens yet. I still haven't worked out where this sun is coming through. And Ohio gozaimasu to all our Japanese friends in Japan.
Nice to see everyone. And we've got South Africa on the line. We've got the United States on the line. We've got Malaysia, truly Asia on the line. And we've got people right around Australia, Kim. So Healthy Living International. We've got a nice little group here, which is really, really exciting. Kim, how was your week?
Flat out. If people understand what that means. And it's an Australianism. Sometimes you think flat out meaning that you're flat out asleep. No, I've been working from morning till night. You've actually had me on Zoom calls all during the day. It's been fantastic. We've got new connections in India. It's really exciting.
Yeah, it's an exciting time of year. And this is our last real talk session, our last personal development session for 2023. We've been doing these kind of calls now. I think we're in our third year every Saturday. And now a few other times during the week, we've been working with many people right around the world in group sessions, in personal sessions, one-on-one. I know I had a great call with Karen this morning. Karen, give us a wave. We had an early morning session this morning. Oh my God, what time was that? I think the sun wasn't even up yet, and we're chatting away there, reflecting on the year that's just gone past. And it really is an exciting time of year. Some of us have just gone through the festive season in terms of celebrating perhaps our Christmases with family and friends, and no doubt people put on a few kilos, and some of you just indulge just a little bit. Come on, hands up if you indulge just a little bit. Yeah, okay, good. Well, that's all right. No problem. That's all right. We're allowed to do those kind of things. And why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you try and get around some people? That's an interesting world we're living in at the moment, and celebrate every chance you can to get around some loved ones and family and friends. But it's an interesting time, I think, always to look back and reflect, and and really have a look at the year that was. For some of us, the year went really quickly. It was just an unbelievably quick year, and some people, it may have been a little bit of a slower year. It was a little bit of a challenging year in terms of some obstacles and some hurdles you had to jump through. Some people say, "Oh, I'm glad that year is finished. I'm going to wrap that one up. Maybe I'm not even going to put a bow on it. Maybe I'm just going to throw it away, and I'm going to start afresh in 2024." And other people can say, "Wow, I can celebrate and tick off a few of the things that I've achieved in 2023." It doesn't matter, how we find you. We're always going to get together as a family, as a community, and always have a blue sky attitude. And I think that's really important. So we can always, sit in a space of gratitude and say, no matter which way the wind blowed, I did my level 10 best. And I did my best just to make the most of my circumstances and my situation. And I think, one of the things that we've been trying to achieve and work with is the real mind-body connection, the real way of setting yourself up mentally to make sure that you do stay on track and you stay in control, and you really achieve where you want to get to, and celebrate the process along the way. I think that's so important for a lot of us, that you may look back at some of the goals that you set for yourself in 2023 and you say, well, I didn't achieve that. But, for me, a goal, Kim, is sometimes just celebrating the process of saying, I did my best to stay on track, and give yourself a pat on the back to say, I did good. You know what I mean? I set something and I moved towards where I wanted to go. I may haven't got to that gold at the end of the rainbow, but at least I've got on track. And that has to be celebrated, yeah?
Look, absolutely. And, you know, most of us have changed anyway, you know, because the real power of goal setting and setting a goal is the person you need to become in pursuit of that goal. And, you know, we've changed. We've taken first steps, second steps, and maybe we didn't quite get there, but we became somebody else. And that's what we've got to put more of us into the next one, into the next year.
Absolutely. Guys, I want to have some notes. I want to give you some real talk here. This is really important to me. I want to give you everything I've got to make sure that as we come into the new year, as some of us are going to celebrate, you know, New Year's Eve and really sit back and maybe open up your journal and start writing some notes again. I want to give you some stuff that is really a daily part of Wayne Levy's life. And just so you can understand a little bit what I do, I'm not going to give you my complete day diary, but every morning I certainly have a morning ritual. I certainly aim to achieve certain things every day. My day doesn't feel complete. My heart will feel like it's stopped beating. I feel like maybe I'll stop breathing if I don't do certain things every single day. And one of them is certainly to do with my mind. I know that if my mind is not right, things really do affect me. And I think that's the same for most people. To stay in control of your mind, to stay in control of the emotions of your mind is really important. Like, I have conversations with a lot of people during the week and we discuss good ideas and they go, my mind's not quite right. I'm just not in the right mindset, you know, and that the first thought that goes into their mind is, I can't do that. You know, they don't have a can-do mindset attitude. Sometimes they limit themselves automatically, instantly, by just crushing a good idea through what their mind tells themselves. And then it triggers a whole lot of emotions in their soul, which colors the fabric of their lives, because their mind just starts reacting in certain ways. So I want to give you, if I can, and allow me just for a little bit, Kim and everyone else on this call, just to give you what I call the 7 mindset masteries, the 7 things that are really important to me, and hopefully they are important to you, just to make sure you can stay on track. And as I'm about to give this to you, one of the things that I've learned and come to appreciate is, when it comes to working on yourself personally and trying to master the way you think, it is so important to relinquish control. It's so important to understand that the world is the way it is, okay? And the more we try and control things around us, the harder it is for us to be controlled, to be in control of ourselves. So as I'm about to give you these mindsets that I believe are really important, the overriding umbrella is, just don't try and control your heartbeat. Don't try and control someone else's emotions. Don't try and control the circumstances of what's going on in the world around you, however you're living. That's not your job. I've worked out that the more you try and control and master things around you, the less you are in control of yourself. It dilutes your energy by trying to control others. The more you try to control others, the more resistance comes your way. Because the only thing that we can do as human beings, the only gift that we've been given by being human, is the power of our mind to be in control of the things within. Write that down, not the things without. You can only control what goes in, within yourself. What happens outside of you is none of your business. Okay, world circumstances, government issues, weather, family issues, traffic, I don't know, certain things that go out of your control, that's not your problem. Stoicism and the great Marcus Aurelius would say, how you react to those things, how you control your inner feelings to those things, are the things that really matter. So write down the very first mindset that I think that's really important. That's called, number one, harmony. You have to be in harmony with the things around you. Complete, universal harmony. Harmony with yourself in the space that you're in. Harmony with everyone around you. And harmony with everything going on in the world. You have to be in harmony. And it's so important to understand, to adapt yourself in that mindset of harmony puts you in a realization that, okay, I'm in a space where I can see what's going on. And this is all going to unfold and make sense, guys, with all the other emotions that I'm going to talk to you about. But at least you're in harmony. You're not going to fight what's going on. I wish I could change that. I wish you were better. Why don't you listen to me? You're an idiot for doing that. Move your car. Oh my God, you're so slow in your service to me. Why has this come to me cold? I mean, sometimes I'm at restaurants and I want people to understand that, and they serve me the wrong food. And I accept that. I don't complain. My wife goes mad. You didn't order that. That's okay, honey. I'm at peace with that. It is what it is. Now, if I've seen some other people, resist that they've got, let's say, a cold cup of coffee, or it's maybe lukewarm. Get me another cup of coffee. That's not warm enough. And all of a sudden, the whole energy of the place changes because someone's fighting something and is not in harmony with just accepting it. It's not gonna actually change your world. Okay? So be in harmony with things that are going wrong. It puts you in a place of peace. Hopefully this makes sense. The second thing that I think you need to understand is be in a mental state of poise. And we've talked about this over the years, but people really need to understand what poise is. Poise is to feel immensely strong, but perfectly serene at exactly the same time. You're in poise. You're just in a good space. You're in harmony with what's going on, and you're standing with your feet on the ground, accepting everything mentally to say, that's okay. Okay? And you sit in a place of poise, serene. Now, that doesn't mean, you cannot react to some crazy circumstance that's going on. Sometimes you need to react in a circumstance, and if something really tragic is going on, you don't want to sit there and just go, oh, look at that. No, you want to react, but you have to understand that for the vast majority of all our circumstances, it really is important to just sit in a good space to make sure that the vibrational energies of everything are exact. And that's what poise means. Just because you're getting a lukewarm cup of coffee doesn't mean that you can't be in harmony with that. Now you can react to that, and that will cause such a cascading domino effect for everything else. You're going to upset that person who's going to upset that person, and it's going to, someone's going to get yelled over there, and eventually someone's going to go home and kick the cat. Okay? Because someone's got a whole series of things happen because you couldn't be in harmony and sit in a serene place to say, hey, no problem. Okay? Or act in a way. Now, let me say it in a different way, which hopefully makes sense to you. To be ever the same, yet never the same at the same time. Perfectly serene. I'll say that again. To be ever the same, yet never the same, whilst you're on the path, perfectly serene to where you want to go. That's poise. That's relaxed intensity. That's a beautiful energy to be sitting in, but that's a mental attitude that you can carry with you. And sometimes people, need to snap with that elastic band to say, what? Don't react that way. Let me just get back to deep breath, a relaxation mode, and be in harmony. Hopefully this makes sense. To feel immensely strong and perfectly serene at the same time. Two different emotions is to sit in a place of poise with what's going on. You are in harmony with the world. The third essential mindset, you have to write this down, is non-resistance. Don't resist. What you try to resist, you try to control. Don't try to control anything. As long as you're trying to control the outer, you cannot control the inner. It is what it is. Work on the law of non-resistance in life, in thought, and in action. Don't fight. Don't resist. Go with the flow. You can sit in the traffic and yell and cuss and curse. It ain't going to move any faster. Just say it's happening for a reason. Things at home are going on the way they're going for a reason. Things in your business life are happening for your reason. Don't fight it. Try and understand it. Get in harmony with it. Sit in a place of poise so you can be in a space to move through it. If you keep fighting, it's like pushing against the wall. All that time, all that effort, all that energy. For what? Nothing. You're pushing against a wall, for goodness sake. Time and effort against a wall. Resist as much as you can. You're not going to get it. Find a way to get over it. Find a way to get under it. Find a way to get around it. You're not going to go through it. Take a step back. Don't push. Don't resist. Resisting minds antagonize wrongs. Resisting minds, you fight a losing battle. So important to understand this, guys. Sit in a mental space, a mental state of non-resistance. Let me summarize this. What you try to resist, you try to control, and that's a waste of energy. Don't try and control anything. Remember the way we started this. It's not your job. You need to control within, not without. Control what goes in, not without. Resistance scatters and wastes your energy. How do I get better? How do I make myself better? Not how do I make that better? I remember my son, he walked out of the house the other day and he's going through a few things in his life, And Jim Rohn came into my mind as he asked me the question. He said, Dad, tell me it gets easier. And I said, son, don't wish it was easier. Just wish you were better. He looked at me and he said, I'm never talking to you ever again. But there's the reality. We have to get better. It's not going to get easier. It's how we deal things. Don't resist things. Don't fight things. Look at yourself. Accept 100% responsibility for your self-development, for the circumstances. That victory over non-resistance, write this down, creates freedom. It's such a beautiful line to really get in your mind. If you don't have to resist anything, if you don't have to control anything, if you're just in harmony with everything, you're free from everything. It's such a good space to be in, poise, harmony with everything. Oh my goodness. So we're going to have a whole lot of walking monks, Kim, down the street. I'm in harmony with the world. But you can get in that space. Here's another one. This is a really, really important one. This is number 4. It's called receptivity. Okay, and I'll say that in a different word. It means you have to have the attitude to receive everything. You have to be open. If you're not open to the world, and if your mind is not open to receive everything, then it's not a good space to be in. Now, there's a little bit of a disclaimer here. You have to receive everything, but in the same breath, you have to stand guard to the doorway of your mind from what comes in. I see it, I hear it, I choose not to accept it. I'm not going to resist it, I'm not going to fight it, I'm in harmony with it, but I'm not going to let it get in, which means your subconsciousness is not going to play with it. It's like you are a cardboard cutout of what is going on to the media. You're a cardboard cutout of what's going on to the world's circumstances. You're not going to let it affect you. You need to be open. You need to be alive. You need to be vibrant. You need to be, understanding of what's going on, but you need not to accept it. Don't resist it. That's a bad energy. That scatters who you are. You need to be open to see it. But you need to err on number 5, write this down, choose to be a positive state the entire time. So it's easy to be positive and it's easy to be negative. So when you see something, you choose to be positive about what's going on, not about what you're seeing, but positive in terms of I'm positively not going to let that get into my mind. I'm positively not going to affect that. I don't listen to that. I'm not going to accept that. I see it. Okay. I'm receiving it because you need to be open, but you need to stand guard. You don't want bad things, here's the word, to impress upon you. It will shape you. Now, if you're open, which is what you need to be alive, but if you allow things to get in and they impress upon you and they impress upon your soul, okay, and then your soul is painted with the impressions of the world around you, then it gets into your subconsciousness. And once it gets into your subconsciousness, it gets into your consciousness, and that forces your personality, and that's how your reality is shaped. So being positive is a choice. It's a mental state. I will read something every single day. I will listen. I will watch. I will associate only with positive people in a positive environment, and I will move away, not consciously get myself in situations where I have to fight this. Hopefully this makes sense. So by association, Kim, is something that we talk about. Get around the right energy. Get around the right people. Get around the right affirmations. Get around the right visualizations. Get around the right books that you want to read. Get around the right community. Get into the right business in the right community. Why would you want to go to work if you're working with negative people every day that are just driving you mad? That crushes your soul. It's not good for you. It's not the way to live a life where you go to work and just to pay the bills. Get out of there. Find an escape route and get into a different situation where you're being uplifted, where you're doing things in bliss, harmony, poise, okay, non-resisting, openness, and now a positive mindset. Let's keep going here, guys. Just, again, the value of positiveness with every thought, with every action, with every association, you need to write this down, is a protection mode for your life. It protects you. Those people who are open but receive so much junk, I'm telling you, are just not protected. They're just not protected. They react, they work in a different vibrational energy, and they wonder why their life is the way it is. Constantly, falling into the same patterns of their life. Constantly finding themselves in similar situations year after year after year. Why does this keep happening to me? Well, you're allowing it to happen to you. It's not the world, it's you. Self-mastery and the mindset is 100% you. the responsibility that you're taking on yourself for shaping who you are. At some point, you have to say, I don't do those things anymore. Sometimes you have to just say, I'm repeating the same patterns that I have done year after year, and I'm expecting something different to happen. It's not going to happen. It's embedded. It's fabric. It's painted into your soul. You got to understand, sometimes, like Kim would say, factory reset what's going on and say, well, I'm walking into that situation again. Right, take a left turn, get out of here, move differently, read differently, associate differently, think differently. More importantly, act differently, dress differently, exercise, eat, associate with different vibrational foods. Everything that you do is little things that make the big difference. And this is number 6 in the mindset, which is a really hard one, where you're consciously, write this down, living in a space of superiority. You're consciously living in a space of superiority, which simply means dwelling at the mountaintop of your level 10 best. Am I being the best that I can be? And that's a conscious mental decision. Right now, am I being the best that I can be? Who am I thinking? Where am I sitting? What environment? What is, the way I don't make my bed, the way I do make my bed, the way I leave my bathroom in a mess, the way I go out into the marketplace, the way I do things. Am I being at my level 10 best? Now, your level 10 best is all relative to how you want to live your life. I don't mean you need to do certain things, but in your own mind, authentic self, you have to be acting authentically who you want to be. And know that how you act and what you do is going to have you on a vibrational level, which will more than likely attract the same people that you are. Now, if you want to move to a different vibrational level, financially, spiritually, emotionally, socially, then you've got to look, act, and be at a different level. You have to act with a superior mindset to everything that you're doing. Does that make sense? Hopefully it makes sense. It's living consciously with a high aspiration for what you want in your life, the small little time that we're all on planet Earth. Why wouldn't you want to have the opportunity to be the best that you can be whilst you're in harmony, whilst you're in poise, whilst you're not fighting, whilst you're not resisting, whilst you're staying open, whilst you've got a good positive mindset? Why wouldn't you sit and say, today I'm going to act to my best level, my superior consciousness? This is a very important law, and you need to be open enough to have the light and understanding that this is real and it is attractive. But it starts with how you think about yourself and how you act mentally around yourself. The choices that you make, level 10 choices, the choice between reading a book or watching Netflix. Nothing the matter with Netflix. Jim Rohn would say, nothing the matter, but just not too much Netflix and not enough books. Okay? Keep it in perspective. I'm not saying you can't have a good life in terms of indulging, but keep it in perspective if you want to be the best version of yourself. Let me go to number 7. This is the last one. This is a realization of your supremacy. One is your superiority mindset. Now this is your supremacy. You are a supreme being. You are supreme. You are, write this down, master of yourself, not master of others, but you were created to master yourself. It's only the shaping of every other circumstance around you that fashioned you to become what you are. You need to come to the realization, I am in control of me. No, you're not in control of me. Not you, external circumstance. Not you, what you're showing me on Netflix. Not even you, what I'm even watching on TV. No, not what you're telling me to eat. No, I'm not listening to what you're telling me to do. You are the master, and you need to be the master. Herein lies the success or failure of most people when it comes to mastering their minds. You are in control. You are president, chairman, founder of the board, CEO of no one but yourself. Da, da, da. What a great realization. What an organization you're running. Yourself. Run yourself. And if you can run yourself really, really well, then guess what? You're going to have the ability to run an organization. You're going to have an ability to run a team. Until you're personally secure about yourself and how you're feeling about yourself and how you're walking, acting, thinking, moving, grooving, associating, until that happens, it is incredibly hard to let go and worry about other people. So as we move into 2024, ask yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, how good have I been with me? Oh, not how good has they been with me. Oh, I wish she was better with me. I wish he was better. How good have you been with you? How good have you been with you? Write this down. How true have you been to yourself? Talk to yourself a little bit more. I am the positive affirmations, the positive mindset. I am. I listen to it every single day, twice a day, 21-minute, 2 recordings, first thing in the morning, last thing at night. I am. ... I am. ... Now, when I walk out in the street and I see things, that's not me. I'm me. I am. ... I don't do that. I don't feel bad about that. I'm in harmony with that. That's your problem. That's not my problem. Don't throw your problem on me. If you're not happy with me, guess what that means? You're not happy with yourself. I'm not here on planet Earth, and neither are you guys, for anyone else. You're here for you. Chairman, founder, president of you, with a supreme mindset, a realization that you've got the chance to be your level 10 best, a realization that you cannot have to resist things that are coming in because you're in control. Step into it, step away from it. React to it, respond to it. Let it in, stand guard. Watch this or watch that. Read this or read that. Eat this or eat that. Listen to this or listen to that. Who, what, where, when, how are you listening to? Who is puppeteering you? Other people? The media? Family, friends, associations? How about pulling on your own strings for 1 minute and saying, I don't want to do that. This is what I want to, I don't want to eat that. I don't have to eat that. That's not in line with the realization of my superior self, my supreme self. And you've heard over these real talks, is what am I thinking? Is what I am doing? Is what I am listening to? Is what am I about to eat? Is who am I talking to? Are these things moving me forward, or are they holding me back? Take control, guys. 2024 is around the corner. Spend more time, as Jim Rohn would say, it's come to me after all these years. Work harder on yourself than you do on your business. Become a better you, a supreme being on planet Earth, in poise with everything, in harmony with everything. Great mindset mastery is to say, you know what? Deep breath in. I feel good about what's going on. Deep breath in. I can do a little bit better. I can be a little bit better. Write this down. I can be better for me, so I'm more valuable to them. Here's what's one thing that I know about what I've just taught you. I haven't taught you anything of what I've just spoken to you about. Ready for this? If you move in this direction that I'm telling you, loading my whiteboard experience. Monwa, what are you doing? Monwa, stop sharing your screen. Monwa is sharing his screen. View options, stop participant sharing. Okay. Stop pushing buttons. No, nice there. Okay. So here's one thing that I do know about what I've just shared with you. And I hope you come to appreciate this from my heart to your heart. If you move in this direction, if you actually have taken some notes or any of these steps, you move and you embrace and you adopt and you take hold of. Here's one thing that I do know. When you move in your home, when you move in the marketplace, when you move into a supermarket, when you move on planet Earth, you will leave an impression. You will radiate a different energy. People will gravitate towards you. Here's what I want to say. People out there will want what you've got. And that makes your life really easy because you don't have to control them. They are smart enough to know that they've got to come to you because you're in control of yourself. And if you're in control of yourself, that is such a beautiful attribute to have. Doesn't mean you're arrogant. Doesn't mean you're a narcissist. Doesn't mean your ego's out of control. In fact, you sit in a place of harmony and poise with everything, in a place of humility and radiating an air of gratitude. All those things start happening when you master these 7 mindset emotions. Couple that without trying to teach it to anyone else. I'm not trying to convince you guys to change. I'm telling you the reality of what I'm giving you is stuff that probably most of you are already doing, maybe subconsciously, and maybe there's a few other things we all need to work on. Myself personally, it's daily. Someone said, Wayne, how much time? I had a conversation with a couple of people, 3.5 hours a day. Do I work on this? Not half an hour in the morning, half an hour. It's a 3.5 hour a day process. And coupled with that comes my family life, comes my business life, comes my social life, comes my, religious and physical things that I do, which makes you incredibly busy. Okay. So if you sit in this place of being in harmony with everything, in a place of looking after your personal development, however, whatever you need to grab and work on to become personally really developed. And by the way, what I've just given you, I won't achieve in my lifetime. I'm going to have to come back 3 lifetimes to try and get to a space where I am in perfect control of this. Do we have bad days? Sky, do we have bad days? Absolutely. Thumbs up. We have bad days. Okay, but we want to turn those bad days to bad hours, to bad minutes, to bad seconds, to recognize it, that let's get back on track. We're all not going to be 100% perfect. Okay, there's very few of us on planet Earth. Maybe there's half a dozen that have been able to grace planet Earth, the Mother Teresas and the Mahatma Gandhis and all these kind of really incredible individuals that seem to be able to have it all together. But for most of us, we need to work at it. Kim, I'm just going to handball it over to you, my friend, because, personal development is really, really an important part of your day. In fact, I'm going to say this publicly. I've known Kim for, Kim, we worked it out 30-something odd years, and we're finding so many synchronicities happening in our lives, right now, which is kind of remarkable. And again, by association, this is good to be around people that uplift you, people that you can work off, people that can say, dream big again, get it right, let's go for it, let's do something extraordinary. Forget the ordinary, let's go extraordinary. Think big. Kim, over to you, my friend.
Thank you, Wayne. And those fantastic 7 points. I've taken so many notes. And, they relate to everything, all the different things that we do. For me, it's always needing to be aware of where you are and understanding that, hey, I can't help the way I feel, but I can help the way I think and act. And, I have that phrase to get me into that mode. When anything happens from the outside, I can't help the way I feel. I can help the way I think and act. So, okay, what do I got to do? And by the way, that can be, negative or positive. So it's always important to understand that. And hey, I can quote little lines. For me, that just makes it easier for me just to flick into that because, most of us have got that. When you really understand your mind, we run out of subconscious. We don't. We get in the car. We're not driving. Our subconscious is driving. It's automatic. Most of the things that we do in life is automatic. It's you get up, you do those same things. So when you to be in, I suppose, in control, you've got to stop. You've got to go, hang on. And then it's your conscious mind. And that's the part of the mind that actually tells the subconscious what to do. And your perception's your reality. Whatever you think is that's your reality. So in real terms, what you were saying, we're the masters of our own universe. Whatever we want to create, we can create through our thinking. And that's what.
Yeah, just on that note, Kim, I mean, there's so many topics to what we're talking about here, and I just want to bounce this off Kim as well, and everyone, just to understand, there's a difference between a desire for something and a will for something. And these are two really, again, strong emotions. I desire this, but is that conflicting with a will for something else to happen? You know what I mean? Desires are there to sometimes trick us and get us off track. The desire for wanting love, or the desire for some kind of external pleasure, or the desire for something really materialistic, or the desire to do something, maybe it could be eating that piece of chocolate cake. I'm really wanting, but what I'm really wanting is to lose weight, but I'm desiring this. And the will and the desire are two different emotions again, you just need to be in control of. Sometimes they're opposite, sometimes they're together. A will and desire the same thing, so you go and do it, but sometimes they're there to trick you. This is the mind playing the games that, Larry 1, Larry 2. Come on, you can do this. Oh, no, you shouldn't do that. Oh, maybe I should do this. No, you can't do that. If you do this, it can't be that bad. If you do this, it's going to get me off track. Oh, it won't hurt. Who's really watching you? The universe is watching you, eyes of truth. Universe of justice. Everything that you're doing is being watched. Do you understand that if you do that, this will happen? You can't play those games. There's tricks out there. You know what I mean? And it's so important to understand that, what the mind wishes to receive will affect a desire or a will on something. Are you in control? Can you recognize it? Do you understand the cascading effect of the consequences? Short-term win, lost the war because you did something, you took a shortcut. I'll just do this, it won't really matter. I'll just do something a little bit tricky here, and then it'll make my life a lot easier. No. You got to do the work and the transformation. You got to go through, you got to understand, the pain to get the gain, the pain of change, the little processes that need to happen. Yes, it's such a win to resist a desire to say, well, I'll go window shopping, but I won't buy. I walked past that cake shop, didn't buy. Smelt it, didn't buy it. Put on 3 calories because I smelt it, didn't buy it. Oh, my poor me. I sacrificed myself, but no tick, I won. I'm on track. What about, I can have this for breakfast, or I can have this for breakfast? One's a will, one's a desire. What's moving you closer to where you want to go? Play the game. And you'll understand that the game's not really that much a game, because the game is, write this down, point 6, supreme mindset. Let me be my level 10 best. Let me force those little things become my habits. Let those habits force me to shape me into a certain personality from the habits that I've employed. You know, people look at the end result and they don't see what you're actually doing. And here's something that's really important for 2024. You ready? I want you to write this down. Kim, write this down. Wayne, write this down. I'm writing this down. Disappear from telling everyone what you're going to do and just go do it without boasting about it, bragging about it, and posting about it. Just disappear and just do the things behind closed door. And then when you appear, people are going to go, oh my God, look at you. And you can say, yeah, I did the work. I recognize myself for doing the work. This is who I am today. If you boast and brag and do this constantly, I promise you there's nowhere else to go except one way. Down. That's human nature. But now we're strong enough to say we don't care, because you're the supreme master of yours. Write this down. What other people say, what other people think is none of your business. So why boast about it? Just go out there and do it. Just get on with it. Your goals, your life, your standards. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to tell the world I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Oh, yeah, good luck. I hope it works for you. I told you it wouldn't work. They're the worst words that you can say to someone. I told you so. So don't tell anyone. Just go do it. Just go do it. No more bragging. Just walk in a place of confidence with a posture that says, hey, I'm just going to do it with or without you. What does that say, Sky? I've been told. Unmute yourself so you can read it out. Yep, he's now unmuting himself. He's got the finger that says,
I've always been told that the more people you share your dreams with, the more likely that someone is going to steal it from you. It's basically another version of don't say it, just do it.
Yeah, so true. And, you know, again, it's part of stoicism is, you know, just brag to yourself, journalize it, give yourself a bit of pat on the back. The right people will recognize you for the efforts. The right people will encourage you and say, keep on going. I can see you going, you're doing the difference. But you sometimes, guys, it's so important. And it really is it's so important for you to understand. Sometimes it's really important to hold the closest things really close to you. Some things are just not worth sharing. Some of the emotional things at home that are going on, you know, they're your things. You know, maybe tell one or two people. You don't need to tell the world. You know, there's some crazy stuff going on social media when things happen, and I look at it, I get it. That's you. I don't really need to hear all this kind of stuff. And I talked to Karen about this morning. You know, some people put some unbelievable, what I think are really unbelievable personal posts up on social media about what's going on in their lives to some stranger at the other end of the world who really doesn't give a flying fruitcake, looking for sympathy. Poor me. Why does it always happen? You don't even know if you meant to like, love, or comment. You just look at it and go, next. You know, I don't know what you meant to do. Like, love, comment. You know, I don't know. Just sometimes be a bit guarded. Does that make sense? Stand guard and just get on with it. Okay, I'm all for social media, but on social media, let me just say this publicly. Be careful. Be careful. Just watch what you want to watch and make sure you're listening to the right information for what you're listening to. Otherwise, you are going to get bombarded, and then your brain is going to get overloaded, and you will get influenced. Good, bad, or indifferent. Here's one thing with the world at the moment, and I just want to talk about this because I've said be open, and I've said try not to resist. When you're open, it will come at you. You need to be open. A living being needs to be open. You just can't close your mind and close your doors to everything. That's not being alive. You need to stand guard. But here's one thing I want you to try and do. is look at the soul of things and why things are happening. Try and not look at the action, look at the soul of the action. Why did that person give me the lukewarm cup of coffee? See, I don't understand. I'm not going to argue and I'm not going to fight because there's something going on in that person's life. Maybe, and I'm just hypothesizing, maybe there's some drama going on in their family life. Maybe he's about to get the sack or she's about to get the sack. Maybe, one of the kids is being bullied at school and their mind's not on that. There's so many things going on. And you've received a poor, lukewarm cup of coffee and you're about to complain. We're all connected. And you've got to understand your actions and reactions can fashion a person's life by what you do and how you receive and why you receive things. Now, we're not all perfect. Sometimes you just want that perfect cup of coffee. But can I tell you how I order my coffee? I walk up to the person and I say, excuse me, you've made a lot of cup of coffees today, but mine's the most important cup of coffee you're ever going to make. You're going to bless my beans as they come out and you're going to make my coffee with love. Can you do that for me, kind sir? I said, that's really nice. Yeah, do me a favor. Make it with love. And the person, because you've spent a little bit of time trying to be nice to them, you hope puts a little bit of extra effort into giving you what you want. Not like, cup of coffee, thanks. Well, there's another cup of coffee that some imbecile that I'll never see again on planet Earth wants. You want to leave some kind of impression. You're special. You're supreme. Does this make sense to you guys? Act in that way. Sky, over to you. Sky's on fire. Where's Sky? Just let it.
On that same note, another thing I've always been told is everybody is a painting. And one day is just one tiny blotch of paint on the greater painting that is their entire life. So if you let that blotch determine how you view the entire painting, that's kind of on you.
Yeah.
For all you know, that painting has just been stabbed, and I don't know because I don't see it because it's all the way over there.
100% right. We all make a difference. Just to let everyone know where you are, Sky, because you've got an American accent there. It's a different time zone. Where are you living? What state are you in?
I am in Washington State on the west coast of the United States.
Current time there, please.
3:57 p.m.
3:57 p.m. in the afternoon or at night?
Yes, in the afternoon.
I thought it was 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay.
No.
All right. Thank you for being on and good afternoon to you. Monwa in South Africa. Whereabouts are you, my friend? You're in which part of South Africa? Are you in the Khayelitsha there? Can you unmute yourself, Monwa? Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. What time are you? Where are you in South Africa?
I'm in Western Cape, Cape Town, in Khayelitsha, Little Park.
Khayelitsha. And what time is it there?
It's 2 a.m.
2 a.m. in the morning.
Yes.
Okay. So, I'm doing this for everyone to understand and to impress my point. Someone's about to go to sleep. Someone's about to go to dinner. Someone's about to start their day. And no matter what you say, this world is connected and revolving around, you know what I heard tonight? You know what I'm dreaming about tonight? You know how I'm going to act today? You know what I'm going to share? It's all about you. What you do, what you say, what you feel, how you radiate, how you act. It's going to make a world of difference. Let me go over the other side. I know we've got Malaysia there. Con, where are you? What time is it over there, my dear?
Here in Malaysia, Kedah right now, it's just about to turn 8 a.m. Same time zone as Mr. Kim Broemer.
8 a.m. And your weather conditions are?
Very cloudy. It's been raining a lot these days. It's very cold here in Malaysia.
Very cold. Yes, I understand. Very cold's like 20, 25, 30 degrees. Yeah, that's very cold. You should come to Melbourne, Australia. We'll show you what real weather's like. Karen, what time are you? You are now 10:59. Is the sun out yet where you are?
No, definitely no sunbaking today, Wayne. It's raining, it's overcast. It is cold, Convic. It is lucky if it's 15 degrees here, not like you're 20 plus and humid. Like you call a bit of rain or a bit of overcast cold, but it's hot as. But that's okay. In retrospect to the way you live, that's cold.
Yeah, and we're in summer here, says Roger. Karen, very quickly, you've been on a series of all our real talks, and one of the things that I'm really proud of is that you embrace, and we've got a great relationship personally, but you embrace a lot of our teachings. This morning you held up a book that we talked about. Is that near you? Do you want to talk about this book? Okay, just share with everyone the book that you bought.
The Obstacle is the Way. So, Wayne, throughout the year, I've got on my left-hand side a big butcher piece of paper. And whenever books get recommended, whenever we're talking, I always just write it down. I have Do What You Love and the Money Will Follow. It starts with the why, the science of getting rich, just ask the universe. And then it was only 2 weeks ago that Wayne, when we had one of our chats, that Wayne said about the obstacle is a way. So on Boxing Day, on the 26th of December, I ordered about another half a dozen new books, and one of them arrived yesterday. So I've only just opened it, read the preface. I'm excited to read this book because I do love the Roman, all those type of movies, and a bit ancient, but I do like, and I'm excited to read this. So I've allowed, I guess you could say, I love Greek gods. I don't know if Kim, are you a Greek god? I do love Greek gods. So, but yeah, I think this is going to be a really perfect. I did start reading the Bus, which is about organizations and teams, but I've read about a couple of chapters of that, and I've put that down because I want to pick this one up because that's about an organization team. And I know for me right now, over the last, I would say even maybe 2 years, obstacles have played a big, and I've allowed these obstacles to stop me. So I'm really, really excited because I think this is going to be a book that's really going to help me progress forward. And you never learn from the book that you don't read. So, and it's about putting it into action. So a big year of action for 2024.
Yeah, and I think it's so
But
important.
I'll do it quietly.
Okay, make the notes. At the end of the day, in summary, guys, manage yourself before you manage a team. Are you managing yourself well? At the end of the day, if you're in control, then you've got a good chance of in controlling you. Okay, and believe you me, that mastering your emotions is even losing control of yourself. Eventually, you'll get to that stage where you just don't even control you. It's just what it is. Kim, can you summarize the year of Real Talk and maybe say goodbye to our Saturday morning for 2023, and maybe once again welcome some of our international Japanese guests that we've got here. I could see Miyoko, and I'm not sure what that one is, but it's in some Japanese writing.
Okay. Well, it's a continual thing. It's a continual journey. Our Saturday mornings, our Real Talk or our personal development. It's not just a once-er. If you think that you've got all the information now, and hey, I'm still learning today. And Jim Rohn always said, remain a student. And I've got notes and notes and notes. And one of the things that Wayne was talking about is that when we're talking, I showed one of my first journals, and it was a Collins minute book. And then Wayne brought out his first one, and it was a red Collins. I think it was it's quite funny. But look, it's important this time of the year to also go back and look at your notes. It's also important to go back and look at your journals, what you've journaled, and put those things into action. And for me, Mariani and I, we're going to celebrate New Year's Eve. We're going to be at home. We always have a little bit of a snack. We open a bottle of wine and we look at what we've done in the past, and we invest that into the future and set some new goals. It's really just for us to be focused in dusting the the dust off the past. And by the way, if it was really fantastic, don't bask in the sunshine. We've got to go to a new 2024, and it's going to be an exciting year. Look, the recording is going to be up on Healthy Living International and our group. For the guests on here, just reach out to us. We'll get you the recording if you want to be listening to this again and, taking a little bit more notes. So get back to us, and hey, have a really fantastic new year, and love you all. You're all part of my association, and you've all affected me in lots of different ways, and everybody from right around the world that's on this call. So looking forward to seeing you next week for our weekly calls to start 2024 on a flying start. So thank you, and thank you, Wayne. You're really one of the friendtors, my friend and also a mentor. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. We'll see you on our kickoff call, right? You're going to get that going? Yeah, we've got kickoff call coming to you soon, and stay tuned. All right, everyone, have a wonderful, happy New Year's. Bye for now. Thanks, Kim. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Sky, for sharing. Bye for now.